Today, I'm going to talk to you about home buying anxiety and how to manage this stress during the home buying process. And I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name is Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami and Miami Beach. And today I'm going to talk to you about how do you manage the stress of buying a home. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. I do put out new videos every week. Also, in the information box, download my free relocation guide, and I'll add you to our weekly newsletter. Okay, let's get started. Whether you are a first-time buyer or a very savvy buyer, purchasing real estate can be a very stressful experience. There are a lot of people involved, a lot of vendors involved, and it's typically a big ticket price item that creates a lot of emotional anxiety around the process. But I have some amazing ways that will help you lessen that anxiety and make it a much better process. So let's get started, and I'll talk to you about that now. Number one, be very specific about what you want. It is very important before you start actually looking at homes in person to sort of narrow down that neighborhood where you want to live. Don't be looking all over the entire city because that can be very stressful. It's very hard to look at properties in many different locations and continue to compare apples to apples. If you're going to buy a condominium, focus on condominiums. If you're going to buy a single family home, focus on single family homes and get very specific about where you want to be based on price, condition, and location. So narrow down the neighborhood and be very specific about what you want. And listen, if your budget is $1 million, don't be looking at properties for $3 million. Focus on $1 million. Just get very, very specific, and that will help alleviate a lot of stress. Number two, understand how you intend to purchase the property. If you're buying with cash, make sure you have all of your funds ready to go and a proof of funds letter ready to go. If you need financing, it's very important to speak with a trusted lender so that you know what to expect. Maybe you need to pay off some credit card debt. Maybe you need to save some more money. Maybe you need to sell another property before you buy another property, depending on your situation. So understand what you can afford in today's market and have the way you intend to pay for it ready to go. And also that will allow you to stay within a very specific budget, because if you know you have a budget, that helps narrow down the choices. It helps you get very specific about what you can buy. Next, have all of your vendors ready to go. I am more than happy to talk to you about the vendors that you will need on a real estate transaction, and let's get all of those vendors lined up before you find a property. Some of our buyers, they don't care. They just use vendors that their friends have used. Some of our buyers, they really need to vet every single vendor that they want to use. And if that's you, let's have that lined up before you actually go under contract. And next, it's very important to understand what to expect before you go under contract and what to expect after you go under contract. And you need to make sure that you're using local trusted professionals. For instance, when we work with buyers, Ognjen, my husband, is the point person for showing the properties, organizing, and helping you determine the value of a property. And then I am the one who actually fills out the sales contract and takes you through the transaction process, which honestly is over 180 steps. So if you need to understand what to expect, if that's very important for you, let's talk about that so you know what to expect. We're very good at hand-holding our buyers throughout the process so we can help you and explain to you what to expect so you don't have to feel a lot of anxiety around, ooh, what's next, what's next. We will help guide you through the process. And then a few things to know. It's not done until it's done. So just know that you're going to have inspections, you're going to have an appraisal if you need financing. There are a lot of things that can come up when you're under contract that you may not have expected. So if you can just go into it knowing that there could be things that come up while you're under contract. It's not always a perfectly smooth transaction. Sometimes a home looks in perfect condition, but when the inspections are done, it's not in great condition. Sometimes the appraisals come back and they're not super excellent. Sometimes title work comes back and it's not great. Maybe there's someone there that we weren't aware of that's involved in this property. So if you can just go into it with the mentality that There can be bumps along the way, but as long as you're working with professionals who understand how to get you from point A to Z, that will make things a lot easier and will also cut down your stress level. Listen, buying real estate, every single transaction is different, but we do know how to work through the bumps in the road, and we do have tried and true professionals that can also guide you as well. We're always here to be a resource for you, and I'm always here to help and answer any questions. I will see you soon.